Hello everyone, welcome back to Vtuber Connect. Let's go ahead and continue. I lie in bed, still processing whether the events that had transpired were just a dream. I don't know how long it's been since I arrived home, but I'm unable to fall asleep. I breathe heavily, my heart still pounding from the rush of emotions I'm feeling. So Kagazaka is Mana. I think that would explain a lot of things. That just makes everything else even more confusing. Why are they so different? Or are they? I mean, I guess they have a similar way of messing with people. But how are their voices coming from the same person? Mana is so positive and hopeful. Kagazaka seems like the soul has been sucked out of her. Kagazaka, who's so hard on herself, and Mana, who's the object of everyone's attention. I had always thought VTubers, Mana especially, were these unreachable figures of kindness, virtue, and strength. Should I be angry that Kagazaka is completely different? If so, then why aren't I? Shouldn't I be calling her a liar and coward? Is that even fair? All I can feel right now is confusion, of course, and excitement. The sudden realization hits me. I've been interacting with Mana this entire time. This is something everybody only dreams about. They only get to see her on stream and can never make their existence known. Maybe you can get a bit of attention by donating, but almost everybody will never even get acknowledged. And I've been able to interact with her in person, even spending time alone with her. Heck, I've been inside Mana's room, alone with her. Mana has been voluntarily interacting with me this entire time. Surely that means she has an interest in me, right? I can be someone special to a person like Mana? How many people can only dream of this situation? Even more so that I know her identity. How many people know this besides me? I mean, Kagazaka doesn't seem to interact with too many people, so it must only be me, right? I pull up my phone and open a private browser and start searching for any indication that Mana's identity is known on the internet. There's no concrete evidence for any speculations, only wild assumptions built on desperate grasps of information. These are all completely wrong. Nobody knows a thing. I'm very likely the only one who knows. This is actually crazy. One day I'm just any one of her tens of thousands of viewers, and the next I figure out I've been spending time with her alone? I don't know how long I spent awake in bed that night. The adrenaline wouldn't wear off, even after multiple hours of browsing the web for praises about Mana. I'm pretty sure I've exhausted every top comment section on all of her VODs. Everybody's praising her. This is the person that I am special to. The last thing I remember before falling asleep is a clip of Mana's. When I open my eyes, I'm greeted by the brightness of a sun long past dawn. I feel a bit sick as I turn my head to locate my phone, realizing that I didn't get much sleep. I immediately recall the events of the night prior. I'm once again unable to contain my thoughts. The feeling in my chest has grown to be almost crippling. The intense aching of a fresh infatuation overwhelms any other sensations I'm feeling. It's already noon. How many hours of sleep did I even get? I still have so much time before Kagetizaka contacts me. I don't even feel like eating. Maybe I can wait until tonight and eat with Kagetizaka. I'm sure we have a lot of things to talk about. I look at my phone at Kagetizaka's contact. No, I shouldn't. I just have to wait until tonight. I put my phone back down and start daydreaming to pass the time. I go through scenarios where I'm seen as Mana's partner, no matter how implausible they are. Maybe Mana mentions that there's someone that she's been seeing, and everybody starts getting jealous. Maybe some chat logs are leaked where she sends me suggested messages. Maybe I'm out with Kagetizaka, and I hear other people talking about how amazing Mana is. This continued on for hours. Every hour that passed just served to indulge in my own thoughts and strengthen the feelings I had. My heart felt like it would jump out of my chest every time my phone would get any notification. The subsequent disappointment at seeing that it wasn't from Kagetizaka would feel equally as powerful. Eventually, the message from Kagetizaka came at around the time when the sun was starting to set. Can you meet me at the beach in a bit? Like in 30 minutes? I take deep breaths to calm myself as I come to terms that this isn't a dream. Yeah. Okay, see you soon. Wait, 30 minutes? I still need to take a shower and change clothes. I rush through all my long overdue tasks of refreshing up for the day and head to the beach. It doesn't take long for the shore, orange with the warm glow of the sun, to enter my vision. Despite not having much time to prepare, I arrived 5 minutes earlier than the agreed upon time. I can feel my anticipation rising as I approach the shore. I step onto the sand and start looking for any sight of Kagetizaka. Eventually, I catch sight of a familiar figure, looking out at the ocean. The rush of emotions from seeing Kagetizaka was unlike anything I felt before from being with her. I'm seeing her in a completely different light than before. She turns to me when she notices my presence. She looks even worse than usual. Was it because I found out about her secret? You look like you didn't get any sleep at all. That's what I should be saying. Are you okay? Never been better. Kagetizaka returns a weak smile, but I can see her visibly trembling. Her expression shifts to a more fearful, pained look. What's with that expression? I didn't necessarily expect her to be ecstatic that her secret's out. But if she trusted me to keep it to myself, isn't it better that she has someone that she can talk about her secret with? Kagetizaka just silently stands there, her eyes occasionally shifting to me. Does she have something that she wants to say? Maybe I can ease up the mood so that she can calm down. So you're Mana, eh? That sure was a surprise. I never would have guessed. Makoto's expression just becomes more pained and terrified. Am I making it worse? Is it because she thinks it's a bad thing? Isn't it a good thing that I know she's this amazing person? You're pretty amazing though. That you're this huge VTuber that inspires so many people. No, that's not... It's true. I was thinking that you're just this negative person, but you managed to keep positive and smile through his mana. Stop. You mentioned that your goal was to become a strong, beautiful, and happy person. I think as Mana you've shown that you're all of those. Stop it! I flinch at Kagedazaka's outburst. This is the first time I've ever heard her shout like that. Stop it. Please. Just stop. I'm not anything of that. I'm taken aback at her reaction as she looks more pained than I've ever seen her before. What do you mean? You really don't get it, do you? Say, don't you remember all of the conversations we've had about mana, or just about identity in general? The realization hits me. The conversation we had when we first met, the one at the aquarium, everyone we've had about VTubers, they are all related to our experiences in mana. It's so obvious. What the hell have I been thinking about for the past day? I told you before, more than anything, I wish to become the kind of person that Mana's identity embodies. Someone who has the strength to overcome any hardship with a smile. Someone who is selfless and beautiful. Someone who is happy. When I become Mana, that's my attempt to try and reinvent myself into that kind of person. That's what her identity has come to embody. But that's not actually who I am, deep inside. I'm just hiding everything when I become Mana. Isn't that so contradictory? I strive for a certain identity, and when people start to see me as that, I start to feel guilty. There's nobody to blame but myself. I'm basically lying by hiding everything. But if you're the one behind the actions of Mana when she embodies those values, then aren't you embodying them yourself? You're still the same person, no? How different could you be from the Mana on screen? You're really going to make me say it, aren't you? What do you mean? Haven't you figured it out already? Do you think I make jokes about suffering and existential dread just for fun? Huh? That's just my way of coping. It's funny, isn't it? Most people would kill to be in the position I'm in with VTubing. There are people who work so hard but never get to catch a glimpse of what it's like to be at the top. So tell me, why am I not happy? I'm sure if everybody saw me, they would be disgusted. Maybe they would laugh at me. Maybe they would even want me to disappear. Honestly, I wish it was that way. Aren't you angry? You put VTubers on the pedestal, but now the one you've idolized the most turns out to be me. Someone who's as selfish, hypocritical, repulsive, and broken as I am. But you're not... No. You don't know anything about me. You don't understand anything about me. Even before I became a VTuber, I've always hated myself. I've always hated how weak and selfish I am, and how I always hurt others. I hate how I'm always tired. I hate how I can only think negatively.
I hate how I always selfishly get involved with people knowing I'll just hurt them. I hate how my very existence just brings suffering to others. VTubing was a way that I could fix all that, start fresh and try to become the person I want to be, while else trying being happiness to others. And VTubing became one of my few happinesses in this world. I wish that's all it was, but there's so much more to it that's brought me suffering. Everybody believes I'm this amazing person, and in reality, I'm often crying myself to sleep about how pathetic I am. Even as a VTuber, I just end up hurting people. I selfishly can involve myself with another VTuber and end up just causing them suffering. Why? Why was it me? Why did I make it big and not her? She's so much more amazing than me. And every single day I had to work myself to death to meet the expectations of Mana. Communicating with artists, planning out schedules, creating thumbnails, editing videos, rehearsing songs. Meeting deadlines, dealing with issues like copyright on top of going to school on my own time. Not to mention having to deal with hate messages, people being overbearing, not knowing the intentions of anybody that wants to talk to you. Having to watch everything you say on stream, always worrying about my viewer or subscriber numbers, people trying to impersonate me. Always being insecure if my performance is good enough or if I'm living up to my expectations. Every little mistake weighing on my mind for the longest time. Do you have any idea what kind of things people say about me? No matter what I do, there are always people who are dissatisfied. There will always be people who say the cruelest things. I take a break? Wow, Mana must not care about her viewers. I stream more? Oh, I'm going to have every action misinterpreted or psychoanalyzed by obsessed people. Like, I know I'm fucked up. I know! Why can't some people just be nice? Like, just leave me alone! I've had no time to indulge myself in the things that I want to do on my own time. I have no time to play the games I want to play, no time to give to the people that I want to give to my personal life. Even if I had time, I don't even know if I could find it in myself to do any of those things. Anytime I do get to myself, I just spend in bed, unable to find the motivation to do anything. It's not uncommon for me to find myself staring at my computer screen with a load of work piled up for me to just start crying. You know how my anniversary stream is coming up? I've been spending my time on trying to find a solution to my issues, or walling in despair instead of working on any of it. And now I have so much piled up that I haven't even started on. I'm just so tired of it all. It ends up reflecting in my attitude, and I just end up lashing out at people, or I come off as uninterested or negative, which just makes me hate myself even more. Why? Why am I like this? Why? I don't understand. Why am I like this?
I just stand there, unable to say anything. What am I even supposed to say? I don't know anything about what you say. This is how she's felt this entire time? I gotta be so stupid. She's been hints of it the entire time I've been talking to her. Saying Kagazaka agonizing like this is too much. Please don't go on.
That's not even the end of it. Do you know why I've been interacting with you? It's because I want to see how someone who liked Mana would see me. Since I'm Mana and she's so loud, surely this broken part of myself can also be loud, right? See? Isn't that so pathetic? I got you involved for such a stupid reason, even though you would just get hurt in the end. And look how everything's turned out. This is my punishment for being so stupid and selfish. How could someone like me be loved?
I can't find the right words to say. I want to say that what Kagurazaga said isn't true. Of course she can be loved. But what about my own experiences? Why did I suddenly start getting obsessed over Kagurazaga after finding out that she was Mana? They're the same people, aren't they? But Kagurazaga is the side of herself that she doesn't want to show people. Isn't that the side that I care less about than Mana? I definitely felt something for Kagurazaga before finding out. But now it's just mixed with my infatuation for Mana. How am I able to understand what I felt? Is Kagurazaga right in that I just started liking her because of her status as Mana?
And look at me, just ranting to you selfishly like this about my own issues. I didn't want you to know, because I was afraid you would come to hate me after figuring out how pathetic the person behind Mana is. But I let myself become too indulgent in this temporary happiness. I got careless. No, this shouldn't have even happened in the first place. I never should have been selfish and involved you. Let's have this be my last act of selfishness towards you. From now on, I won't involve myself with you anymore.
My heart sinks. How could that be for the best? How could that be what I want?
What? That's not... This is for the best. I know I've already hurt you. I don't want you to continue being hurt. And I don't want to continue interacting with you knowing that I'm hurting you.
How could this be for the best? I don't think any of those things about you.
Did you mention in one of our previous conversations about not feeling like you're understood? You might think that I'm wrong about what I just said. I don't think you'll ever come to understand what I've been through and I'm going through.
But it hits me like a sledgehammer. I've just been grasping at whatever I can find in myself to try and say to Kagurazaga to fix things. But I never once understood what she was going through. Nor did I even try to understand what she was going through. I was only thinking about myself and how I could gain from Kagurazaga being Mana. How pathetic am I? Kagurazaga's eyes widen and she realizes the impact of what she said.
Why do I keep doing this? Sorry, I'm just... Sorry. Goodbye.
Kagurazaga turns and starts running. I reach out my hand towards her, in a futile attempt to try and bring her back. I can't bring it in myself to call out for her, to tell her that she's wrong. Because maybe she wasn't. How could I know? I didn't know anything about her. Even if I did understand her, what am I supposed to say? I can't just say, be happy, and that will be the end of that. How's someone like me supposed to help her out of her depression? Am I supposed to just tell her that it'll get better as a VTuber? That's just a lie, isn't it? I can't just tell her, I'm here for you, it'll all be alright. How conceited is that coming from someone who didn't make any efforts to understand her? And what can I even do? Telling her you're not the awful person you think you are, does that even mean anything coming from me? All I could do was watch as Kagurazaga went out of sight. I continued standing on the beach for what felt like hours. What have I been doing? Did I really think I could become someone of value just because I knew about Mana's identity? Why am I like this? I let myself become obsessed and didn't think at all about what Kagezaka was going through. Even now, I'm still having thoughts about my own personal gain. Kagezaka just told me about how she's suffering. The first thoughts that come to me are still ones about how my value as a human can be realized. It's so pathetic. I didn't know what Kagezaka was going through. If only I had paid attention to all our conversations. Even then, how can I even help her? There's nothing I can do on my own. I hate how worthless I am. Kagezaka has helped me out in the past through VTubing, and I can do nothing for her in return. All I did was make everything worse. I knew what was going to happen, and I still pressed that doorbell. I even asked her if she was Mana. It would have been better if I hadn't known. All I've done is cause her grief because of my selfishness. I fell into the exact trap that I shouldn't have. My view of Kagezaka completely changed and I started thinking about her differently. I pushed my own expectations onto her, and I pushed my own identity of Mana onto her, not realizing that I was just causing her pain. I threw my phone across my room in anger. Even now I'm still having these disgusting thoughts. But I still have a chance with Kagezaka, so that I can validate my own worth. I'm still prioritizing my selfish wishes instead of thinking about what's best for Kagezaka. Maybe she's right. Someone like me, who's only thinking of using her to make myself feel better, doesn't deserve to be with her. The overwhelming heartache that I have isn't weakening in the slightest. I start clenching my chest in a futile attempt to ease the pain. These feelings I have only serve to fuel the guilt that's built up. Why am I still feeling like this? This isn't right. This isn't because I actually love her. This is only because I figured out she was Mana. Because I suddenly thought I had a chance to become validated. I didn't know Mana. I only became obsessed with the side of herself that is shown on screen, without ever having come to an understanding of who she was as a person. How could I even think that would turn into a relationship? It's just me pressing my feelings and insecurities into someone without ever thinking about the give and take of both people. Why am I even thinking that I ever had a chance in the first place? Kagezaka said herself. She only interacted with me so she could see if she could be loved for herself. It didn't have to be me in particular. It could have been any of the other hundreds of thousands of manga fans out there. It's just like before. Nobody's ever going to voluntarily interact with someone like me just for me. They shouldn't. Not when someone just thinks about himself. Even still, my thoughts keep trailing back to Kagezaka. Keeps telling me to go back to her so I can fulfill my conceited fantasies. Why? Why am I like this? Get out of my head! Get out of my head! I slammed my forehead against the floor of my room. The pain of the impact rings against my head, but I can't focus on it in my current state. I wish I could just disappear. My thoughts are interrupted as the door swings open and a tall female figure steps in.
Shoma, you're in here, aren't you? Why aren't you picking up your phone? I've been trying to
She stops as soon as she sees me on the floor. Yokune?
One-chan.
My sister rushes over and crouches down in front of me.
What happened? You look terrible.
And this is where I will stop for today. But if you are enjoying this video, please leave a like. Maybe comment what you think so far. Maybe celebrate that Yoko is here. And if you want to watch more of this visual novel, please check this playlist down below. If you want to watch other visual novels, please check my channel down below. And anyways, thank you and take care.